Hi, I'm Alexis Stevens, and I am going to tell you the story of the heartbreak I just went through over these past couple of days, and the day before Thanksgiving. So the reason I'm putting this video up in general is to just help other moms or families or sisters or anybody that has gone through something like this. So I'm 20 years old and I have had one son, and now I've had 6 miscarriages. And it's really hard, and not the greatest feeling in the world. So I had my first son at 18, and then, I went through school normally and everything. I graduated. I had him in the summer of 2017, and then by 2018, my husband and I were already married, and we decided that once my son turned about a year, then we were going to start thinking about having another kid. Well, we had our bumps in the road. We had gotten pregnant multiple times before that, and they had not been successful. My first miscarriage was not even known that I was pregnant. I was about 9 weeks along, and I went in. I didn't feel off or anything, hadn't had any symptoms. I went in because I was having really bad cramping and a lot more bleeding than usual, and they said that I was having a miscarriage because I was pregnant, and they just sent me on my way because I was already bleeding, and they said that most likely everything was going to get cleaned out. I went back in about 2 weeks later to have an appointment, and they said everything's good. I'm good to go, and that was that. I'm not gonna go over every single one, but just know that they've all happened, and they all hurt. Not physically, but emotionally they did. So this recent one that I just had, I found out that I was pregnant at about 4 weeks. I gone to the doctor. The doctor confirmed it. I even came home and took multiple tests just to make sure. And I was happy because my husband and I had been planning to have another one, and I was just ecstatic. I hadn't really told anybody except for my mom and his parents, and everything was going well, and the baby was growing, and I was going in for checkups very often because my pregnancy with my son wasn't the greatest, so they were just keeping an eye on me and my pregnancy. And then I got to about 7 weeks along, and I'd gone in for an appointment for my first ultrasound, first official ultrasound. And the baby had been showing that it was only measuring at 6 weeks. So she thought that maybe it could be, the baby was just measuring small, or maybe the doctor before was off on the dates on, how far along I was, which is always a possibility. And I had mentioned, yes, I was a small baby. I was only 5 pounds 11 ounces, and I was a couple days late. My husband, on the other hand, was a big baby, but it really didn't matter. So I scheduled to have another appointment exactly a week after, and that was yesterday. I went to that appointment with so much confidence and just so much positivity, because I didn't want to think of what was actually going on or what could possibly be going on, but it was in the back of my head, and I had to stay calm for my son. So my husband was at work. I went in for my 11 a.m. appointment. They did everything, went and did the ultrasound, and she said that the doctor said that she was seeing about the same thing that the doctor was seeing a week before. No fetal heartbeat, no growth. And she did where you could see the coloring to see if there's blood flow, and there was no blood flow at all. But the yolk had been extended, like it had been growing, like the actual yolk, but not the baby. And at that point, she had talked to me. There were about 2 other people in the room besides her. She said, I'm gonna go and get another doctor to look at it, and maybe they might see something that I'm not seeing. So that doctor came in and repeated the ultrasound and said the same exact thing. And at that point, I just went, it was like they were talking to me, but I couldn't hear them. Like, I knew what they were saying, but it just wasn't processing. So I held in all of my emotions because my son was sitting in the stroller right next to me as they told me the baby I was carrying no longer had a heartbeat. And the first thing I said and did was that I looked at my son and I started apologizing because I didn't know what to do. And they stepped out of the room and said they'd be back with the options I can look at doing. But they let me mourn a little bit before, and they shut the door, and I just broke down. And I was literally, my heart was shattering in front of my eyes. It just wasn't great. And I just sat there, kneeling in front of my son's stroller, saying that I was sorry, that I couldn't do it right, and I was sorry. That's all I could say. And then I called my husband, who was at work, And I told him what was going on, and that I didn't know what to do. And he just said it was okay. And, I listened to him, but in my head I just kept thinking and saying that it's not okay. It's not. And then I called my mom, and I told her what happened, and she just said that God does things for a reason, and he always has a plan. And I just kind of cried, because I want to know what the hell the plan is. Fast forward to the doctor coming back in. She explained to me what was going on exactly, and then she gave me options. She said I could go home and miscarry naturally, but most likely I would still have to come back and have something done because I wasn't bleeding. I had no symptoms of a miscarriage. She said that they could insert a special medication that would help my body start to have contractions and help the uterus contract. But most likely I would have to do a second dose and possibly a third dose, because I wasn't bleeding and nothing was starting the process. And then she gave me the option of an in-clinic D&C, and that seemed like it could be an option that I wanted to do, but the only problem was that they give me medication through the IV, but I would have still felt all of it, and I didn't want to go through that. My anxiety was already out of the roof, and I felt like if I were to be awake that entire time, I would have felt horrible, because I didn't do right by the baby. And then she gave me the option of just doing the D&C in the OR, and I looked at her, and I just kind of nodded my head and told her that's what I wanted to do. And I told her I feel like a horrible person because I just want to get it done and over with. So she sent me upstairs to get ready for the surgery. It would only take a couple minutes. She told me a couple minutes. And so I sat there. For 6 hours. With a baby. My stomach that had no heartbeat. My husband showed up, and my in-laws came to help me and my husband out. And I remember going into the hospital room like that I was, kind of getting ready to be discharged. I remember going into the bathroom and doing everything normally. and looking down and realized that I was bleeding because there was no longer a baby. And I just sat there. I just sat there. And I let out a few tears. And then I cleaned myself up. I left the bathroom. And I acted like I was fine. But I'm not fine. My heart is breaking. So I go in about 2 weeks to have everything checked and to talk about my options of why I'm miscarrying, if it's something with my body or if it's just something wrong with the chromosomes in the baby. So I just wanted to share my story with everybody so that women will watch this, or husbands or whoever will watch this and realize that it sucks, but there's nothing that we can do about it, and it hurts emotionally, mentally. But I also want people to know that it happens to the best of us. You may think it will never happen to you, but it's possible. And I want people to know that there's always someone there for you to talk to. If it's me or someone very close to you, a family member, a friend. But I just wanted to put this out there to let people know that things happen for a reason. And something happening might suck, but it'll get better. And that the pain will never go away, but you just have to learn to live with it. And that something like this is never your fault. Never. So, I just wanted to put that out there for anybody. And this is a sucky first video, but this was just my way of putting everything out in the open, because I don't know. I just wanted people to know what happens and my story, how I saw it, how I felt. And I want women to know that it's okay to hurt, and it's okay to mourn, but that it's okay to be happy. And that we can get through it.